Notre Dame underway in South Bend. First time since 1996 in a UConn game at Notre Dame in which no active Connecticut player has ever played a road game at Notre Dame, as Ashlyn Shade can't finish, kept alive by Ice Brady, who slings it out of bounds. And it's for Notre Dame, their starting five. They have a trio of perimeter players. Gino Auriemma said the best in the country with Hidalgo, Miles, and Citron. Then you add in Kay Koval and Leah King in the front court.
One of the things you notice right away with Connecticut's man-to-man defense, everything is trying to force the Notre Dame guards to their left, to the left side of the floor.
Koval can't finish on the interior off a nice delivery from Citron.
Bolsters when she plays well early.
To your point about Miles, now 19 for 40 from three on the season. Shot at a combined 25% her previous collegiate years. Smooth jumper there from King.
That's her area. Leah King is so good in that mid-range jumper, especially around the free throw line area.
And a steal here from King. The handoff to Hidalgo. Hidalgo enters, fades. There's another board. Hidalgo swiftly back into the play. Deckers turns the corner and lays it in.
Terrific hesitation. She came off the Ice Brady screen, got a step by the defender, hesitated, and then went right to the basket. UConn and Gino Auriemma need Paige Bueckers to be aggressive offensively anytime they're playing an opponent the caliber of Notre Dame.
3 minutes into the first, a 5-4 Notre Dame lead. Citron, what's top five opponent, only team in the nation who could say that at this point this season. UConn 8-0 as Shade loses the handle, and we have a tie-up. Possession arrow belongs to Notre Dame as Olivia Miles a little shaken up. See Gino Auriemma, the winningest coach in Division I history now, 1,221 career wins at his 40th season at the helm of UConn. And Miles still, King secures it. Citron looking to push for Notre Dame. Bounce into Carlin. Carlin gets denied by Strong. Keeps it alive. King tosses down to Prosper, leaves it short. Carlin there on the reverse. And you can see Liza Carlin immediately making an impact.
That's pretty incredible. The first time she's getting game minutes with Notre Dame, but certainly has plenty of experience going against Connecticut in her time at Marquette.
Comes Hidalgo. Hidalgo's three is off the mark. Rebound Prosper looking for an angle underneath. Guess who it is again? It's Strong, and it's out of bounds off of Notre Dame. And Olivia Miles will check back in for the Irish. Great news for Notre Dame. Olivia Miles, one of the best point guards in the nation.
You just kind of see her confidence grow, including out on the perimeter and the way she's been shooting the basketball. Again, not allowing Hidalgo to go right.
Here's Miles. Shoveling back. Leah King. Dumps it into Koval. Short, out of bounds. Last touch by Notre Dame. It's Connecticut basketball.
Notre Dame with 6 offensive rebounds so far in this game, and it's one of the reasons.
And a foul here against Arnold. It's interesting, Rebecca, because you could see Hidalgo was going to go right.
No matter what.
Insistent on going right. And that was something that was evident in last year's matchup between these teams.
Yeah, it was incredible. A season ago, Hannah Hidalgo had 24 field goal attempts. Only 2 of them were on the left side of the floor. She was able to go right whenever she wanted.
Was 14 of 24 from the floor in that game. And a foul here against Arnold. It's interesting, Rebecca, because you could see Hidalgo was going to go right.
No matter what.
Insistent on going right. And that was something that was evident in last year's matchup between these teams.
Yeah, it was incredible. A season ago, Hannah Hidalgo had 24 field goal attempts. Only 2 of them were on the left side of the floor. She was able to go right whenever she wanted.
Was 14 of 24 from the floor in that game.
Stats that we just saw, but we talked to her today at practice and she said, I never judge my impact on the game by my scoring. It's everything else that I can do. But I can tell you, Coach Auriemma is frustrated with her right now and how she's trying to score in this game. He said, you're so far under the rim, you can't see anything. He's trying to challenge her right now to be a little smarter with the shot she is taking.
Thank you, Hall. Here's Miles. Backing away. Koval. Hidalgo lets it fly. Can't hit, but is fouled. And I believe that'll be number 2 on Sarah Strong. In the second annual NBA Cup heads to Las Vegas on Saturday night. We'll have the Rockets and Thunder squaring off in the Western Conference semifinal at 8:30 Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus in English and Spanish. NBA Countdown tips off the coverage at 8 o'clock. Hidalgo will go to the line. A projected first rounder. In some mocks, early second in others as Beckers gets the jumper to drop. Beckers, of course, the projected #1 overall pick to Dallas in the 2025 draft.
Dallas had a nice presence this morning.
Yes, it was lovely to see their new general manager, Kurt Miller, moving over from head coach in this league to GM spot. Beckers dips inside and finishes. The wide open look. Off. UConn yet to hit a 3 in this game. Now 0 for 5. Notre Dame 4 for 6. Hidalgo raises up. Can't drop it in.
The pace of this game has been so incredibly fast. Few whistles, few free throws.
Going to be on our way to O'Hare in no time. Strong. Back iron and off. 3 of 5 from deep in the game now. Shade. Over to Arnold. Meeting bodies. 10 to shoot. Shade gets fouled by Hidalgo. And that'll be the first on Hidalgo.
Hidalgo with the hot hand here from the right corner. Drains it. Holds the pose. Look at that fingers.
Hidalgo turns the corner and scoops it in. 14 for Hidalgo. Brady gets free. Can't hit. Koval, the freshman with the rebound. Number 5 overall recruit was Koval. Chen, the Princeton transfer, gets it off to Samuels. Hidalgo knocks it away. King then tied up by Beckers, but Notre Dame has the possession arrow.
Gino Auriemma is really frustrated, talking to the officials, thinking there was a foul on the last possession and some of the previous ones as well.
Most turnovers in an opening half this season for Connecticut. Olivia Miles, meanwhile,
Told us she's a bright light kid, and that's been impactful today. Sonia Citron doing a nice job on Paige Beckers. How did you task her with that assignment? How is she doing?
I mean, Sony's going to do what
eyes on it.
All right, Holly, thank you very much. Had a bad ankle turn in that first half. Here's Strong playing with 3 fouls and just able to go through Citron for 2.
I don't know if you could tell on the television angle, but she was almost behind the backboard when she released that little floater up to fall through.
Gino Auriemma tell us that 3 is good. A big start to the third for Connecticut. It's a 4-point game. A 7-0 run out of halftime for the Huskies. King, crossover, jumper off. Shade the rebound and the push. Shade can't hit.
One of the differences for Connecticut here in the third quarter defensively, not only are they
can't finish, and Hidalgo ends up with her 9th rebound.
How fast she is end to end.
Hidalgo bounces. King finishes.
One of the remarkable things with Hannah Hidalgo at her size is how elite of a rebounder she is from the guard spot, and how that, because of her quickness, can then fuel the break the other way.
Sometimes you look at a player who produces like her in college and say, 5'6", that could be an issue at the next level, is Chen. Miles trying to work Arnold. Zigging, zagging, curled it way off.
Really good defense by Arnold that time.
Chen sees Becker's catch, fire, no. And Hidalgo has her 10th rebound to go with 17 points and 7 assists.
The players on both of these teams are in elite level shape.
But back in a rhythm. The Louisville game in which Connecticut just dominated Louisville. Azzi Fudd injured her knee, of course missed all of last season with a torn ACL. A light sprain, a mild sprain of her knee this time, and is hoping to be back very shortly.
Listing her now as day-to-day, but we had a chance to talk with her this morning. You can tell how disappointed she is not to be able to play in this game.
Rivalries.
Connecticut certainly had a better defensive energy and activity here in the third quarter. Been much more disruptive, better at getting defensive boards.
There's something we mentioned off the top of the game too, Rebecca, worth repeating. Nobody dressing for Connecticut tonight has ever played on this floor as Strong drops it in. Beautiful delivery from Beckers.
That was just reading the defense so well. There was a high overplayed, so Sarah Strong went back door. Can't do that with Hannah Hidalgo. Drains the three. Paige Beckers here. Nice little finish to avoid the block shot.
About a 17-second difference between game and shot clock. Strong dumps it in. Brady, the deep catch, gets swallowed up by the freshman Koval.
Koval is just such a good shot blocker. Keeps her arms upright. Doesn't even have to leave her feet. She is just tall and long. Sends the shot.
Their focus right now is defense, trying to get consecutive stops against this UConn team.
Sarah Strong, yep, initial stop, and then a foul against Prosper on the rebound. Hassan Prosper picks up the personal. Gives it back to Arnold. As Connecticut turns it over again. Citron weaving, dealing. Hidalgo evades. Backs it out. Will reset for Notre Dame.
Smart decision.
Hidalgo gives it up. Citron dumps it in. Koval for to shoot. Looking for an angle and finding one. Hidalgo bounces. King finishes. Notre Dame's offense. They have built the lead back to 10. A strong start to this fourth. We heard Holly Rose say in the Ivy in her huddle talked about getting consecutive stops. Well, they haven't allowed a bucket until now in the fourth. Player in the nation who's as good of a passer as Paige Beckers. Miles pizza pies it home, plus the foul.
Olivia Miles has really looked unbothered by the defense throughout the course of this game. Just goes the direction she wants to go. Here you see her come in, gets a little bit of the body from El Alfi.
Holly?
We talked about Olivia Miles coming back from that knee injury, 617 days coming.
Goes it home.
She really does a good job of shielding the ball with her body. Kind of extends her arm on her finishes on layups.
10-point Notre Dame lead, 4:30 to go. Connecticut had cut the deficit to 1 in the final seconds of the third. Hidalgo's three at the buzzer, spraying Notre Dame into an impressive fourth thus far. That's a travel. 2. Notre Dame over the limit with that personal will put Beckers at the line.
You were talking about the fan support and the students and how loud it has been in here. The last possession for Notre Dame when they were going in the other direction, Assistant coach for Connecticut, Tanya Cardoso, was trying to communicate with the team. She was holding up the whiteboard with something written on it because the players couldn't hear her. When this crowd is engaged and loud.
But sometimes maybe a little casual with the remaining inventory. In this case, 0.
Well, they've had to spend a couple of them when Notre Dame has gone on runs,
Right.
and this crowd is so engaged. But yeah, that's surprising. I did not realize that was the last one that they used. Usually you want one in your pocket for late in the game if
Yes.
you need to advance the basketball.
Juno Oriema deciding to use it here after the free throws from Becker. She has 22. Notre Dame. Oh. Hidalgo content to run some clock. Hidalgo with space. Hidalgo through the lane, drops it in. And this would be a 3rd win already this season for Notre Dame against top 5 opponents.
Yes. Beat USC on the road. Beat Texas here a week ago at home.
And on the brink of beating Connecticut and handing the Huskies their first loss of the season. Would also be a 3rd.
Is so good in the elbow area. She can hit the mid-range jumper. She can rebound ferociously. Brings a ton of energy and brings versatility defensively too at that big spot.
11th rebound there for King. 16 points as well. 4th foul on Sarah Strong. Hidalgo to the line, looking to add to her impressive line. This matchup and how this game went down against Notre Dame today.
There's certainly some bright spots. You know, they were able to fight back after struggling a bit early. Turnovers a problem. Giving up offensive boards to Notre Dame a problem. But I tell you what, like this, of course, AZ Fudd, you know, their best three-point shooter not on the floor here today, or one of their best three-point shooters. But I tell you what, Notre Dame, they're certainly one of the top 3 teams in the country. Certainly.